Looking at the integrated algebra regions from January of 2008, this is number 6. The question says, in a science fiction novel, the main character found a mysterious rock that decreased in size each day. The table below shows the part of the rock that remained at noon on successive days. If we look at the table, one column gives us the days, the other column gives us the fractional part of the rock that's remaining. On day 1 there was 1, that's the whole rock. On day 2 there was just half of the rock. On day 3 there was 1/4, and on day 4 there was 1/8. The question is actually asking us to find which fractional part of the rock will remain at noon on day 7. So I think the best way to deal with this problem is to just try to continue the pattern that we noticed there. If you look at the pattern, every day it's being halved, right? So it goes from 1 to 1/2. If you half 1/2, you end up with 1/4. If you multiply 1/4 by 1/2, you end up with 1/8. So if we continue that pattern, we should be able to get the amount of the rock that's left on subsequent days. Another way to think about the pattern is that if you look at the denominator, that's the number that's on the bottom part of the fraction, on each day the denominator gets multiplied by 2, so it goes from a 2 in the denominator to a 4 in the denominator, and 4 times 2 is 8 in the denominator. If we continue with that pattern, then on the 5th day, on day 5, we'll end up with 1/2 of 1/8, which is 1/16, right? On day 6, we'll take 1/2 of 1/16, which means we're going to multiply the 16 by 2 and get 1/32. And on day 7, we'll multiply the 32 by 2, and that means that there'll be 1/64. So on the 7th day, we expect 1/64 of the rock to be remaining. If you look at the choices, you'll see that that is number 2 on the choices here. Number 2 in the choices shows that 1/64 of the rock remaining. So the answer for number 6 is 2.